Hello and welcome back to Principles of Accounting 1. I'm still your host, Dr. B, and we are about to talk about the midterm exam for the spring 2023 semester here at UDC and Principles of Accounting 1. The midterm exam is found in week 8, and it's due on March 4th. That's this Sunday. So yeah, you have two things to do by this Sunday: the discussion board and the midterm exam. I know, I'm sorry. I apologize. I know it's a lot of work. I'm asking you to do two major things in 1 week. I'm so sorry. Okay, I really am. But I need to make sure that you get this midterm exam done on time. So please, for those of you following along at home, open up your midterm exam. You'll notice there's only one attempt. Okay, unlike quizzes and assignments, you had 2 attempts. For the midterm exam, it's only 1. You only get 1 shot at this. Okay, take your time. Go slow. It's open book, open note. It's not on a timer. You can save and close and come back to it. Okay, but once you click the submit button, it's done. Submit. Okay, you can't go back to it. So open up the assessment. The exam looks like this. I'm going to walk through this with you, so if you have questions, unmute your mic, ask your question. This is your time. So you'll notice there's about 10 questions. Roughly 10 questions. They're about, 10 questions, and they're worth 1.5 points each. That's high stakes, y'all. This is 15 points total. Oh! Now, let me explain this. 15 points, that means 15% of your total grade. That's a letter grade and a half. For those of you who are keeping track. That's a lot. Okay. I want you to go very, very slowly. You'll notice that the questions go in order. Mostly in order. Okay, here we go. Question 1. Using the following year-end information for work fit, the name of the company, calculate the acid test ratio. The acid test ratio is a definition. Acid test ratio is a formula. We talked about this, I think it was like chapter 1 or 2.
Professor, I'm sorry. Can I interrupt?
Please.
So when I was working on this, I used the formula to find the answer, but the answer itself was not located in the options of choice.
Sure.
I did it like 3 times to make sure I wasn't tripping. But I kept looking at it and I couldn't find it, even if the number is not able to be rounded, or you know what I mean? I was trying to see like maybe I needed to round it. Did I miss a step? So I went over it a couple times, and I also referenced my classmates to ask them, and they said they were struggling as well to find the correct answer listed, but we did the equation as outlined in the PowerPoints in the lecture.
Interesting. So
it was the only one. That was the only one that gave the little like hiccup, should I say.
Okay. No, I appreciate your transparency. It's important to understand that the acid test ratio is not the same as the current ratio. But they're different, yeah? The current ratio, as you know, takes into account current assets divided by current liabilities. That's the current ratio. The acid test ratio takes a couple of other elements into consideration. So I promise you the answer is here. It's one of these 5. So maybe read through again just to make sure you're not using the current ratio instead of the acid test ratio.
I was using the quick assets divided by the current liabilities. That was the formula I was using.
The quick assets
Yes.
divided by the current liabilities.
Yes.
So you were taking cash, short-term investments,
Accounts receivable,
accounts
and
receivable.
supplies. Mm-hmm.
And supplies, are you sure about supplies?
So I know inventory is left out, but supplies is what you add. That was my understanding. Now maybe that's where my hiccup lies. But even though the question adds inventory, that was like the little trick in there. But I was like, no, you don't add that.
Right. This is one of those questions where we gave you too much information.
Right, exactly.
So double check your supplies part.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Professor, what's the
Jonathan.
answer?
I'm not going to give you the answer. It's for you to find out. Nice try. Next question. Question 2. Unadjusted trial balance.
Okay, I have a question. This is LaWanda Squalls.
Yes, please. Wonderful.
So we have 10 questions.
10 questions.
Are these questions a variety of a mixture of chapters?
First chapters 1 through 8.
A variety of 1 through 8. Okay.
Yep. And since there's 10 questions, what that tells us, it's about 1.3. In other words, one chapter is probably going to have 2 questions from that chapter.
Okay.
Good question.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Question 2, unadjusted trial balance columns of a company's worksheet shows the store supplies account with a balance of $460. The adjustments column shows a credit balance of $260 for supplies used during the period. The amount shown as store supplies in the balance sheet column worksheet is. So this is taking into consideration adjusting entries. So if you remember the chapter on adjusting entries, you're going to look at that PowerPoint from the adjusting entries and look at when we briefly discussed the worksheet, for adjusted trial balance. That'll help you to answer question 2. Question 3, another definition question. Company reported net income of $6,480 for October. Its sales for October were $18,000. What's the profit margin? You need to know the formula profit margin to answer this question. Question 4.
I have a question. I know that you're really, Maxine, I know you're just talking about midterm right now, and I'm probably jumping ahead because, again, I stated I'm trying to go through both of these exams. So when we get to our final, is the final pretty much, I haven't opened it yet, is it pretty much structured the same way the midterm? And if so, is it applicable both ways? Like you can close and save so long as you
Yes.
don't submit it?
Yes.
Do you know how many? I haven't opened it yet. Is this a redundant question?
I think it might be 20 questions
On the final,
on the
okay.
final, and it covers chapters 9 through 16.
9 through 60?
16.
16.
Chapters 9 through 16. God, it would be terrible if there were 60 chapters. That'd be crazy.
I was going to say, oh my God. Right.
We only got 8 weeks left. What are you trying to do to me?
Oh my goodness. Really? That was scary. That was scary there. You had me a minute there. Okay. So continue. Thank you so much for answering that.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Good question. Question 4. Of which of the following statements is true about electronic funds transfer? Well, remember, electronic funds transfer, that's when we are either making a payment or receiving payment from customers electronically from one bank account to another. So think about the definition of electronic funds transfer. It's asking which of these is false. Which of these is false? Be very careful when you read the questions. It can be tricky, right? Just be very, very careful. Read carefully. Go slowly. Make sure you know what the definitions are as you answer these questions. Electronic funds transfer, that's when we are receiving payment or making a payment using the bank account online. Electronic, yep. So which of these is false? False. Question 5. Increases in equity from a company's sales of products or services to customers are. And I hope you know this. It's basically saying what account is sales. Okay. Increases in equity from a company's sales of products or services to customers are. Question 5 is asking which one of these accounts is sales? Okay, I know you know this. We've talked about this very, very much. This is probably chapter 1, maybe chapter 2. Question 6. At the end of the first month of operations, the company reported revenue, sales, of $37,000. Also reported wage expenses of $6,000 and rent expenses of $5,000 and utilities of $1,000. Hence expensive. Calculate the net income. Remember, net income is revenue, sales, minus all of your expenses equals net income. It's on the income statement. Revenue, sales, minus all of your expenses equals net income. Very easy. Just use your calculator, okay? Question 7. Assume that a company uses a general journal as well as special journals for sales, purchases, cash receipts, and cash payments. I think we talked about this 2 weeks ago. So this would probably be from chapter 6. Sales return for credit on account will be recorded in the... Talked about this. We did. Take a look at the PowerPoint slides for that chapter. Special journals. Look for that part, yeah? Question 8. Okay. This is a tricky question. I hope it's not tricky. A debit entry always increases an account. Oh. No. It's not. Okay. Don't screw this up. Chapter 1. The accounting equation. Look at the expanded version when we talked about debits and credits. See that's false. Question 9. We'll see a company reported cost of goods sold for years 1 and 2 as follows. In the information, the correct cost of goods sold for year 2 would be. That question sucks. Kind of confusing, isn't it? I don't like the way it's written. Okay, I see. The numbers should be separated a little bit more. I'm sorry, that the way it reads is terrible. You see year 1, year 2, 128, 131. Year 1, year 2, 251, 283, etc.
It's like ultimately you end up having to build a chart off of the information.
That's what I would do. I think that's the safest way, Damon. It's just the way it reads. It's just I could have written better. Question 10. Last question. Unlimited liability. Oh my God, this sounds like chapter 1 for sure. Forming a business. Unlimited liability and separate taxation of a business are advantages of sole proprietorship. No. That is not the definition of sole proprietor.
Can I just cut you off real quick?
Please go for it.
For question 9, what chapter we can find to help with that?
Sure.
Question
So we're talking about cost of goods sold. So this is probably going to be. Yeah, that's a good question. I know it was earlier on. I want to say it's chapter 3.
Okay.
When we talked about cost of goods sold and inventory.
Okay.
So whatever chapter we talked about inventory and cost of goods sold, I can't remember if that was 3 or 4. I think it was 3 though.
Okay.
I know it's one of
Thank
the early ones. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head. We've covered so much in the past 8 weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so that's the midterm exam. Again, it's open note, open book. It is not timed. Okay, you need to make sure it's done by Sunday. So make sure you click that submit button by Sunday. But if you want to come back to this, you can click save and close. Let's say you're like, I think I know a few of these. Don't guess, never guess. Okay, don't guess. Don't answer C for everyone. Don't do those things. But if you know some of these, answer them. If you're like 100% sure, answer them. Then click save and close. Or you can come back. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. If you want to do it all in one sitting, great. But if you don't have that kind of time, don't want to use all that effort at once. Save and close, then come back to it. When you're ready to submit, click submit. Remember, once you click submit, it comes to me. It's done. Are we all clear? We're feeling good? Hope you're feeling good. Well, you feel better about it. Yeah? I want you to feel good. Important to me. Well, okay? All right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So no pressure. It's worth 15% of your grade. No pressure, but, again, take your time with it. Don't feel stressed out. If you feel stressed out, call me and we'll talk. I get you. The other thing I want you to also think about, and I want you to take this survey after you've completed the exam in your discussion board. The survey, it's bonus points. You know me. I take care of you. You take care of me, okay? The mid-semester survey. If you take this mid-semester survey, it opens up like this. Bonus points, okay? It's worth 5. 5 points just for completing the survey, okay? 5 bonus points. You complete the survey, as many words as you like. Anything else you want to tell me? Please, feel free, okay? I take your feedback seriously. Very seriously. I make adjustments to the way I teach and to this course based on your feedback. That's why this survey is important. Because we're halfway through the class, and if you don't like the way I do something, you can tell me with this survey. And I'll do my best to fix it. Okay? I'm here for you. I'm here for your success, so that's why this is important. And I'm giving you 5 points if you answer all 5 questions. That's nice, right? So it's bonus points. I'll add it to your total on the midterm, right? So that way it's in the grade book. And yeah, that's how we'll do it. Please do that as well. Never hurts to have extra points. Questions, comments, concerns? Everyone's good. You're all feeling okay. All right, great. Thank you all so much for your time today. I sincerely appreciate all of your hard work. Again, I'm sorry that it's a lot in 1 week. I know. I feel you. We'll do our best. We'll get through it. Okay? You ever need anything, you can email me, call me, set up office hours. I'm here for you. Thank you all so much for your time. Appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Best of luck on the midterm. And I'm here for you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Professor.